Assalamu alaikum students. How are you all? Hope you are all doing good. उम्मीद करती हूँ आप सब खैरियत से हैं. Students, in our today's class, it is a very special class because in today's class I am going to teach you how to solve the question paper in examination. So here I have the 9th class summative assessment question paper, third language English paper 1. It is a third language English paper 1. So how you solve this question paper in the examination, in the summative assessment examination. This is essay 1 for 9th class English. So today we are going to solve this question paper. I will explain how to solve the paper briefly. So here the note is given. This question paper contains 3 sections, section A, B and C, with questions from 1 to 29. It means this question paper have 3 sections, A, B and C. So these 3 sections are different from each other. In A section you have reading comprehension. This means here in section A, passages are given. You have to read these passages carefully, and under these passage they given some questions and you have to solve the question by giving the answers. So first you need to know how to write the how to solve the questions given under this passage. For that you need to read this passage very carefully. So in section A you have reading comprehension. In this you have first question from 1 to 7 question. The passage is given. That means in this passage from 1 to 7 questions are given. Question numbers are given. So now let's start to reading this passage. After reading the passage we are going to solve the questions. Okay, now I'll read the passage. Everyone please listen carefully because you are going to solve the answer after listening this passage. Here I got up, lit a BD and paced up and down the room. The another lovely thought struck me. I would get married to a woman doctor who had plenty of money and a good medical practice. She had to be fat for a valid reason. If I made some silly mistake and needed to run away, she should not be able to run after me and catch me. So here turn over. That means this story is continuing. You need to turn the page and continue reading. With such thoughts in my mind, I resumed my seat in the chair in front of the table. There were no more sounds from the above. Suddenly there came a dull thud if a rubber tube had fallen to the ground. Surely nothing to worry about. Even so, I thought I would turn around and take a look. No sooner had I turned than a fat snake wriggled over the back of the chair and landed on my shoulder. The snake's landing on me and my turning were simultaneous. So this passage given from the story The Snake and the Mirror. You have the first lesson in 9th class English. You have the first lesson The Snake and the Mirror. From this story this passage is given. So now what you have to do is you are completing your reading part. Here you completed your reading part. Now you have to come to the second part. Here, now answer the following questions. Each question has 4 choices. Choose the correct answer and write A, B, C or D in your answer booklet. This is for the marks, 4 marks. That means each question carries 1 mark. If you give it the correct answer, means you got 1 mark. So 4 questions are given. If you write the correct answers for the 4 questions, that means you will got 4 marks. Okay. Now, the first question is, the lovely thought stuck that the author was that he would. So here the answers, 4 choices are given. You need to choose correct one. First, A, marry, B, dance, C, sing, D, smile. So here, what is the answer? The lovely thought struck that the author was that he would. So after reading this passage, you need to go through the passage again from first. So students, after reading this question, you look the words. What is the word in the question is given. So here the word struck. This word in this passage, where you have this word, you need to find first. So this word is given in the beginning of the passage, where here the word is. So what, he would get married to a woman doctor who had plenty of money and a good medical practice. So in this option, marry is given. The lovely thought struck that the author was that he would marry. So the correct answer is marry. You need to write marry here. So you need to write this answer in your answer booklet. No need to write in this question paper. This is not allowed to write anything in your question paper. On your question paper. You need to write all the answers in your answer booklet, which is given by the invigilator or the examiner. So the first answer is marry. The A1 is the correct answer. Now second is, the author wanted to marry a woman doctor who had, here the choices are given. First one is snakes as pets, plenty of money, learn to speak English, a liking for snakes. So the author wants to marry a woman who had. So again, you go through the passage. Here, I would get married to a woman doctor who had plenty of money. So here the author wanted to marry a woman doctor who had plenty of money. In the choices, the word is given, the plenty of money. It is the correct answer. So again, you have to write the B1 in your answer booklet. You have to write this B, plenty of money. Come to third one, the dull thud resemble the sound of. So again, these words, where these words are in the passage, you need to find that first. Dull thud. So these words, where it is given in the passage, here, a dull thud. Here in the passage, the words are given. So you need to find the answer in between this, whether it is beginning of this word or after of this word. So what is the question? The dull thud resemble the sound of a dull thud, as if a rubber tube had fallen to the ground. So complete these line you need to read. Here now the choices is snake hissing as its enemies, rubber tube falling to the ground, big tree falling to the ground, small object thrown at the wall. So here, rubber tube falling to the ground. This similar line is given in a passage. Rubber tube had fallen to the ground, and this line given after this dull thud. So this is the your correct answer. The dull thud resembles the sound of a rubber tube falling to the ground. This means this B1 is your answer. Now come to fourth one. The author was seated. The author was seated. Again you need to find this line where it is given in the passage. So in this passage, where it is, I resumed my seat. So this means the seat is given here, and in the question he is asking the author was seated on the table, in the veranda, in front of a tree, in front of a table. So in the passage, after this word, what is given? Seat in the chair in front of the table. In front of the table. This means this is your answer. In front of the table. So here in choices, in front of a table is given in D. So this is your correct answer. Understood? I hope you are all understanding how you have to do this. You have to solve this paper. It's very simple. Is the all the answers based on choices, and the choices are given. You just need to read the passage very carefully, and after that, in question which line is given, that line you have to find. You have to find in your passage first. So students, now we are completing this 1 to 4 question. We are completed. It is very simple and easy way to solve the questions, all the questions. Just what you have to do is you have to read the passage very carefully. You have to read the passage very carefully. When you are going to solving these questions, you have to know the what line is given, and that line where it is situated in the passage, there only the answer is given. In the passage only the answer is given. Just you need to know where it is in the passage. The questions you are going to solve only when you are going to read the passage carefully, because the answer is given in passage itself. Simply, it's a very easy and choice based questions you have. So that means you gaining all the marks perfectly. Okay. So now come to here, from 5th to 7 questions are given. 3 questions are given here. For this 3 question you have 6 marks. That means each question carries 2 marks. If you write the correct answer, that means you got 2 marks for each question. So what is the question? She had to be fat for a valid reason. What reason does the narrator give behind his decision to marry a fat woman? So again, this answer is given in the passage only. So what is question? The author wanted to marry a fat woman. So why he wants to marry a fat woman? What is the reason behind this? So here, beginning of this passage, the answer is given. Simply, I would get married to a woman doctor who had plenty of money and a good medical practice. She had to be fat. She had to be fat for a valid reason. And the reason is, if the narrator makes some silly mistakes, he needed to run away, she should not be able to run after him and catch him. Second question. What happened when the author turned? So Here in the passage, the answer is given in the passage itself. What happened when the author turned? Here, I would turn around and take a look. No sooner had I turned than a fat snake wriggled over the back of the chair and landed on my shoulder. So here the answer, and you have to write the answer like when when the author turned. You need to write beginning. When the author turned, a fat snake wriggled over the back of the chair and landed on his shoulder. Okay. How would you have reacted if you had been in the author's place and a snake had landed on your shoulder? So you need to write this answer by yourself only. Imagine a snake is landed on your shoulder, then how you feel, how you reacted. So you have to be right like if I am in the author's place and a snake had landed on my shoulder, I would scream for help, or I would scream for God's help. Like this you have to write the answer. I think you are all understood. So this video is going very long, so I think I should continue this in my next video. Okay, so in our next video we will completing this passage and its questions by solving its question in our next video. So till then I will continue this class for next video. Okay.